Hello everybody, welcome back to Subarashiki Hibi. Today, if you ask me, we're probably going to be reading the point in chapter 5 that just the entirety of the chapter has been leading up to. We're going to be looking at how Tomosane is going to cope with probably the loss, or at least that's assuming the events here are going to be the same as the ones in It's My Own Invention. I mean, it would make sense for them to be the same, it's just, I don't know if they are fully. But, yeah, what I find really interesting is just how this is going to go, and especially the knife scene. I really do wonder, after Takuji obviously says that he's the one holding the knife rather than Tomosane, I really wonder what's going to happen, and I just wonder what's going to happen with Yuki as well, and maybe we're going to see Tomosane die as well. Oh Jesus Christ, I'm dreading to see what's going to happen with Hasaki. I really am. I feel like today's going to be a ride. I really do. And, I mean, I am a bit tired at the moment, but I'm just praying the story stimulates my brain, makes me less tired, really. Okay, I'm tired. My lights are literally off. Hang on. Okay, there we go. That's better. I cannot complain about being tired if I have my lights off. That's the reason I don't read VNs with lights off anymore, by the way, if you're interested. It's just because I get too tired. And also, it's better for my eyes as well. And if I'm going to be honest, it's just easier to set up. Right, here we go. So, I just want to look back at the beginning of this conversation just to give me a little reminder of everything that's been going on, because I haven't been able to read since Saturday. Right, oh yeah, my god, Kimura and Tomosane, that was hilarious. But it was also really interesting. Kimura's character is something that I think we need to learn more about. I don't have as much detail as I want on his character at the moment. We need more. I just think it's so funny that this is the power of talking and negotiation and just realizing that somebody could potentially be offering you help. Yeah. God, I couldn't imagine that. I mean, my God. I don't know. I suppose I've been in work colleagues' cars before, but I couldn't imagine being in the car of a journalist. Yeah, that's really good. Well, then again, it doesn't surprise me, this top line. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that she's safe as well. And if I'm going to be honest, I don't think she's going to live for much longer. I don't know. I'm just... No, actually, I think it's either going to go two ways. She's going to live a life, even though she's very, very damaged, and she's going to... Maybe she's going to begin seeking independence, and she's going to change because of the fact that the Takujis that she loves aren't there anymore. And obviously Takuji will be dead soon anyway. Or she's just going to kill herself. I don't know. I really, really hope the first thing I said is going to be what she will do. But the thing is, I can't really rule anything out at the moment. I don't know enough. We don't have enough information to determine anything. God, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, totally. I find that really, really weird. So the thing is, the training he's probably referring to is Yuki being able, just making him realize the truth of where he is at the moment, and the fact that where he is not a reflection of reality. Because I mean, even if you tried to make it seem as if where Tomosane was in the Mamiya dojo, even though it was based on a real location, the lucid dream, he wasn't there whatsoever because it couldn't logistically have been true. So I suppose I just wonder how you could apply that to then thinking about Takuji. I mean, you learn about various places and you learn to realize and conquer dreams. But what's a bit weird is just where that um, where that links into being able to look into Takuji's memory. But then again, though, I mean, I suppose if you are in a dream and you realise it, yeah, I do wonder if you could say that. I mean, you're in a dream, and the traces of somebody's memory are within the dream, maybe, and maybe you see the dream similar to how they would. I don't know though. It's a bit weird. We haven't really seen much about that, to be honest. Or maybe there's just something I'm missing. I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, yeah, totally. He really has. When Master says her, I really do wonder who he's referring to. Maybe. Could you imagine if Master is this guy's dad? Because I don't know, her is either Yuki or maybe it could be referring to another her. Imagine if that's Kotomi. Or maybe it's just because of the fact that they're well acquainted and they were really, really close, and then catatonia hit, and then that probably got completely thrown out of the window. God, he's so courageous. He never would have been like that beforehand, I don't think. That's interesting. Oh, right, I see.
大丈夫だ。すぐに戻る。
Yeah, no, he definitely sounds confident. I'm sure he will be. The location was the roof of the bar. It wasn't very big. Oh, that's good. God, Hakushukyo must be a lot bigger than I initially thought it was. But it was still a lot bigger than the inside of a dojo. I'm surprised. Yeah, of course. Though not nearly as big as the school's rooftop. Oh, here we go.
私からの質問。あんたは武術をなぜ習った？
Let me ask you this first. Why did you learn to fight? To be fair, that is actually a good question. Does he know?
さあ、正直よくわか
Yeah,
りません。
yeah, totally.
間宮拓司が習ってて、そのまま師範代にあって。
So I really do wonder, because Takuji is someone who is very strong. He probably learnt it all from this person. I just genuinely wonder how long the master has actually been instructing Takuji and just how much it goes back. I just wonder how much he knows about Takuji. I mean, he clearly understands him and he understands all of his problems, especially about the multiple personalities. I mean, it must be very weird understanding something like this and yet having a reasonable conversation with somebody who is in someone else's body, but at the same time is a total different personality. It's weird. It really is. But he must understand a lot. I just wonder how much he knows, to be honest. I'm not really sure myself. Mamiya Takuji learnt it, and that's how I met you.
そうじゃなくて、なぜその後も続けた？
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's not what I mean. Why did you continue to train?
少なくともユキもそして拓司君も続けなかった。あんただけ
Oh
が
god, Takuji
私の
didn't.
元で修行を続けた。
Yuki and Takuji-kun didn't keep training at least. You're the only one who continued to train under me.
それもよくわかりません。
I don't know for sure. Almost just as if it was his instinct, it was his reason to live. He was the destroyer
質問
after
を
all.
変えるわ。なぜあなたは私の前に立っている？
Then let me change the question. Why are you standing before me now?
最後の時間なんでしょ？
Yeah,
なん
yeah.
で葉咲ちゃんと共に
Because
過ご
there's
して
a
あげない
potential
の？
for breaking the... Just that fate that you're completely tied by, the fact that it is a truth that must happen that Takuji is going to completely destroy Tomosane. No, it isn't. It might not be. That's what he's thinking.
それは
Because the last of the time I have left... Oh, that's interesting. No one told him this was the end. He must have figured it out when he saw my expression. Yeah, I was thinking the same. It is really odd that he would know that, yeah. Yeah, why didn't I spend the last time I had left with Hasaki-chan instead?
理由の一つは師範代を超えさせていただきます。
God, that was not what I was expecting. How are you going to surpass somebody who is so strong that he can quite literally take down Takuji whenever he wants to? I mean, this person is someone who I would have thought would be no match. I don't understand how something like this would be possible. One reason is because I have to surpass my instructor. Yeah, seriously.
あんただってどれだけ実力差があるか分かってるんでしょ？
He's proposing a very odd idea. You're awfully confident. Don't you know how much stronger than you I am? yeah, seriously.
はい。多分100回戦って一度勝てるか勝てないか。多分そんなものだと思います。
So it's gotta be mental, the surpassing that he wants to do. Yeah, so doubt I could win one match out of 100 against you. That's what I truly believe.
力は俺よりはるかに上です。
Yeah.
技もはるかに上です。経験など比べ物になりません。
You're a lot stronger than me, you're more skilled, and you have far more experience too.
でも私を超える。
Yeah, genuinely, how was that even possible? But you said you were going to surpass me, didn't you?
はい。それがまず一つの目的です。
Yes, that's my first goal.
それはなぜ？
Yeah, why is
葉
that?
崎とこれからずっといるためです。
Yeah. So that I can be with Hasaki
こ
forever.
れから葉崎を守っていくためです。
So that I can protect Hasaki from now on.
これからずっと？
From now on? Forever?
はい。ずっとです。
Yeah, fair enough. Yes, for the rest of my life.
だからこれから俺は不可能を可能にしなければなりません。ほぼ勝ち目のない戦いをしなければなりません。
Interesting that he's saying this. Yeah, and I do find it really interesting to think about the fact that before he was very, very scared of Takuji, and I suppose before everything with Yuki went on, he didn't really have a stance on his situation, and he didn't have a stance on the fact that there's an enemy of impossibly high power, but at the same time what you can do is you can... I mean, his name is Yuki after all. It does make full sense that he would do the things that are not only the most ridiculous, but also the most courageous as well. That's why I have to make the impossible possible. I have to fight a battle that I have no chance of winning.
ほぼ勝ち目のない戦い。
Battle you can't win, huh? My battle with Mamiya Takuji. Certainly, I had no chance of winning that battle. Yeah, but then again, he's not feeling crushed about it, and he's feeling that he can actually make a difference after the lucid dream. And that he was really... And just the realisation that he was running from reality, and he should face it head on. That's definitely what the Master would think. What I knew sure from my training with Yuki in the lucid dream was... Yeah, seriously. The one thing that decides the victor in a battle between our different personalities is force of will. Yeah. No, it's not the force of will. It's simply the belief in one's own victory. If my power was greater than Mamiya Takuji's, my consciousness wouldn't have been sealed away until today by his. If anything, maybe you could think that it would be the other way round. Since he was able to seal my consciousness away, that means Mamiya Takuji was stronger than I was. Yeah, no, I suppose. Yeah.
あんたが戦おうとしている相手ってそんなに強い
Yeah.
私より
Isn't that the hilarious thing? I mean, obviously he is really strong because of the fact that it is really unusual to think about the fact that when Takuji has mental willpower, it's as if, like Yuki was saying, the strength of how easily he could fight has been increased so much, because it's as if without willpower he has no means of being able to fight, but at the same time with willpower he remembers his strength and why he trained in the first place. I really do wonder why he did train in the first place, and I just wonder if it's maybe because he was feeling unsafe, or it was an activity he did just for fun, or I don't know. Is the opponent you intend to fight really that strong? Stronger than me?
マスターより力が強いということはありません。
Yeah, totally.
マスターと戦えばマスターは簡単に勝つと思います。
He's not stronger than you are. If you force him, I think you'd easily defeat him. Yeah, totally. yeah, Takuji's all Kyuseishu-sama mode. I am above the world, and I am someone that cannot be put into words. Oh god, and then the master comes and just completely refutes that belief.
する者同士の戦いはそういうものではありません。
Yeah, totally. But a battle between two people in the same body doesn't work the same way.
肉体的な戦いではなく、意識で決着がつきます。
Yeah, totally. The battle wasn't decided by the body, but rather by the mind.
そして、その力は彼と俺とでは雲泥の差です。
I just think it's sick how he is so confident, and no, he's being the most brilliant he has ever been. But at the same time, we just know that it's all going to... If you ask me, it's just going to have an inevitable defeat, because we know that this doesn't work out. And in that regard, there's a world of difference between us.
だから義対その両方ではるかに上な師範代と戦わせてください。
Let me fight you, Master, since you're stronger and more skilled than me. This is going to be quite interesting. I do wonder just... But then again, I mean, I get that your body's injured, but at the same... I mean, I get that your body's injured. That doesn't matter too much. Sorry, let me just rephrase that. So, if you fight the Master, your body will be injured, but because of the fact that this battle was completely mental, and when I say mental, I mean based in the mind, but also it is mental, let's be honest here. It is bloody crazy, but yeah, I suppose a body that has physical fatigue won't really do much, which feels so weird. I mean, it just feels wrong. It really does, but it does work. So let me fight you, Master, since you're stronger and more skilled than me.
なるほど。技と体、その両方ではるか上である私に勝てるとしたら。
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
それは心。つまり、今よりはるかに強い精神力。
I see. So if you can beat someone who's stronger and more skillful than you, the deciding factor will be your indomitable willpower. Yeah.
はい。手抜きはいりません。もし仮にここで師範代に体をぶっ壊されれば、間宮拓司のやろうとしているくだらない犯罪を止めることになる。
Yes, and please don't hold back. Even if you were to break every bone in my body, you would at least put an end to Mamiya Takuji's crazy scheme. God, I like that. If I'm going to be honest, I think he's being a bit of an idiot. He's being a little bit too courageous here. There's a certain limit, because, let's be honest, if this guy broke every single body in his body, he would be... Well, then again, I mean, even if all of the bones in Takuji's body were broken, it's not as if that would be a bad thing. There would be no saviour that's able to lead a suicide. But then again, I mean, Kimika would probably just assume power if that were to happen. Still, though, the operation would be very, very odd. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just feels like a real way of running out of this fight. That probably... Well, I mean, even if the body is broken, all of the bones in the body are broken, it's still a mental battle, so I do wonder if it would still be able to happen, even though these people have no means of walking or having genuine control with their body, rather than the body they perceive that they have in their mind.
つまり最悪病院送りにしてくれと。
In other words, you want me to send you to the hospital?
はい。僕も師範代を病院送りにする気で行きます。
Yes, and I'll fight with every intention of hospitalizing you too.
ガキが言うじゃないか。どの口がそんなこと言えるようになったんだ?
Sounds a bit concerning, but then again, this is the master, so who is surprised? Well, aren't you cocky? Don't worry, I'll fix that for you. Oh shit, yeah, things are really, really getting serious. I mean, let's be honest, this person is insanely strong and he's just been challenged to a duel. I don't think he will bail out now, no way. I mean, let's be honest, people that are as strong and experienced, like, as this person in fields like martial arts, like, I feel like to resist a fight of this much importance would be a serious blow on their pride. The atmosphere changed. There was a bit of a different vibe in the air. Oh. What the fuck? Huh? That was my master's. Minakami. Minakami! What the fuck? Toshio's power. Toshio. What a weird name. I wonder what the kanji is. Oh, I don't want to look, just in case of spoiler. No, don't fucking look, man. That see, traps like those, genuinely, just don't risk it. Just don't. Oh my god, this is weird though, because if this guy is a Minakami, could that potentially mean that Yuki is a real person? I just don't really understand why Minakami was based, or Minakami Yuki has exactly the same surname as Toshio. That's so weird. Minakami Toshio's power. What happened, man? I do remember having some theories about the fact that Yuki could potentially be somebody who had actually existed and somebody who had died in the accident, that in some sort of accident or traumatic situation that happened with Takuji and Hasaki and obviously Kotomi as well. God, that's so weird. He was an instructor in the dojo for decades. Yeah, you are so not defeating him, let's be honest. But then again, though, I mean, it doesn't really matter, I think. Even though you're going to be fucking crushed and you will be defeated, let's be honest here. It's still going to be the case that he will have willpower and he will be able to build up his courage, even though he is in the face of, let's be honest, somebody that could give you a fucking painful death. He's been virtually undefeated for his entire life. Oh, that's interesting. The only... yeah. The only stain on his record was a result of his fight with the master of the Mamiya dojo, so I'm assuming that's potentially Takuji's father? Oh. Yeah, never mind. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, and that master was my paternal grandfather. God. Mamiya Ryu. That's... interesting. I remember I've seen Ryu before. Or at least a species that really sounded like Ryu. Mamiya Ryu, the descendant of a family of ancient Shinto practitioners. Wow. Toshio's loss to my grandfather was the first and only loss he suffered. God, he must have been ridiculously strong then. At the time, Minakami Toshio was about 20 years old and my grandfather was already growing up. Oh god, that's even more embarrassing then. Toshio was so much taller and heavier that he made his opponent look like a child. Jesus Christ, but he was utterly defeated without laying a single finger on my grandfather. Mamiya Ryu was apparently quite exceptional, even among practitioners of the ancient martial art. Yeah, no, I can totally see that. I mean, this person is not only insanely strong, but at the same time he couldn't even touch him. He had strong religious views, and the only people he bowed to were Shinto priests. Rather than calling him a martial artist, it would be more apt to say he was capable of wielding supernatural powers. God, just because of the extent of how powerful he is. Well, alright then. Shit. Oh god, you know something's not going to go well if that's the first thing that's said. Oh my god, he wasn't fast or slow. There was no movement at all. It was like his leg didn't have to move because the floor had done the work for him and the distance shortened all by itself. God, that's a properly efficient move. I mean, it's so efficient that you don't even notice him moving. That's really odd. Oh god, he's fucked. Oh yeah, I tried to take the blow as best as I could, but he adapted to my movement. I tried to take the blow as best as I could, but he adapted to my movement. Jesus Christ. Right as he grabbed my wrist, my jaw seized up on its own. Fucking hell, that must be so painful. Oh god. Fucking hell, my body twisted in a reaction and then I was flipped over and smacked down on the ground. God. Yeah, totally. Yeah, of course that was my intention. Otherwise he would have broken my wrist. Yeah. I should have been able to save myself from the fall, too. Ooh. Yeah, that's fucking painful. But I was so focused on protecting my wrist that the lower half of my body had slammed right into the concrete below me. It was more than just, oh, yeah, no, fucking hell, I can imagine that. I lost all feeling in my body. Yeah, reasonable. I couldn't tell if I had broken a bone or if I was just bruised. It happened all too quickly. Oh my god, you know things are looking bad if he's quite literally laughing. Wait, no. Oh, no, never mind. It kind of sounded like a laugh, but at the same time it's just, I don't know, a very, very weird sound he uses just to prove that he's physically exerting himself a lot. A stomp. Fucking hell, I moved my face, dodging it by mere centimetres. Well, yeah. He's very, very honest about what could have happened to him. This is seriously... I mean, let's be honest. He has basically just avoided a death experience. He really, really needs to be careful. If I had taken that to the face, he would have smashed my head into the concrete. Yeah. No, totally. My skull would have split open on the concrete. I took on my stance. Oh yeah, now he's probably being able to tell the determination. God, this is just be the worst for somebody who is... I don't know, let's just take a really abusive bully, like for example Tsubasa. And could you imagine just somebody being totally bullied by him and then at the same time them not going down whatsoever and taking up their stance every single time he does something horrible to them? I wonder how annoyed somebody like him would get. I took up my stance. He was right in my face again. No mercy. I instinctively protected my ears. God. Fucking hell, I narrowly avoided a massive fist aimed right at my temple. Yeah, when he says massive fist, it does not surprise me. His hands are insane. For a second, I felt illusory pain, as if I had actually been hit. Is he then going to forget the pain? But yeah, genuinely, yeah. If I took a direct blow, I could actually die. Yeah, God, you wouldn't want to do that to Hasaki. Jesus Christ.
Nani, Tomosane? 全然ね。まだ私、本気なんて出してないのよ。
Fucking hell. To be fair, he does have a good point. Yeah. What, Tomosane? You're hardly putting up a fight. I'm still not going all out, you know. I know.
So, 安心した。
Oh, alright, good to hear. Fuck, what's going on? His fist found its mark. Oh shit, I can see blood where it landed. I couldn't defend myself at all. Yeah. It is reasonable, yeah. After all, Master had been practicing martial arts since long before I was even born. Yeah, he was cut from a different cloth. God. And I heard some rumours that he was a bouncer for the Yakuza before he started this bar. When I've never heard of the term bouncer. Oh, right, I see. Prevent troublemakers or other unwanted people from entering or to eject them from the premises. Yeah, I can see why. I really can, yeah. And I heard rumours that he was a bouncer for the Yakuza before he started this bar. Oh, yeah, that does actually make sense. Apparently that's how he got the money to buy this place. Yeah. That's insane. His skills weren't just for sport. He hadn't just trained for official matches. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, that's a good point. You wouldn't want anyone, for example, Hasaki, seeing this. Jesus Christ, she would be... Oh, she would feel so much pain. I mean, who wouldn't? You've got this ridiculously powerful man just doing anything he can to totally ruin Tomosane's... Oh my god, I was going to say totally ruin his body. Because let's be honest, things like these, they will hurt him to a big extent, but... Yeah, that just sounds a little bit wrong. We should be glad we're not inside. I know, but you're the one who would have a problem then, right? Fair enough. You would have broken everything. God. This just sounds like something that could so be taken out of context. As a martial artist with years of experience as a bouncer, Master's weapons weren't limited to his hands and feet. His greatest weapons were the ground, the walls, glass bottles, fucking hell, knives and chairs. His skills could have put all of those to use. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me though. Then again, it's just really interesting to think about the fact that this person has so many... So I really do wonder with fighting like this, if you learn how to fight with one thing, it's really transferable and you can learn it with another thing. Like, for example, I do wonder if you learn efficiently how to fight people with knives and how to throw knives, you can then transfer that skill and throwing glass bottles. Fucking hell. I mean, what a weapon. It's proper violence. Chairs, Jesus Christ. His skills could have put all of those to use. God, I feel like somebody did a lot of fighting in school. He didn't find me inside where all of his weapons were, as a sign of his affection, I guess. Yeah, good. I mean, I get that he's got a very likely chance of dying here, but at the same time, yeah, I think that chance would increase just a little bit if, everything was inside. Right, I'm getting fucking sick of this. Oh my god. Right, I really hope this is better now. Yeah, you are lucky. God, I mean, Tomosane is being completely destroyed, even though the Master isn't even going all out and he doesn't even have any weapons to furtherly aid him in his level of threat. Yeah, but I was the one who picked this fight. I wonder if it was a good choice. I mean, there is no way you're even going to be able to get a scratch on this man. This person is quite literally the most robust man you will ever see. I really do wonder. I was just thinking. I mean, especially because of how muscly this person is. I do wonder what his pain tolerance is like. I just wonder how much you would need to punch somebody like this for the punch to actually go through and for him to actually feel it. I just wonder, for example, a punch that I could endure. Look, the most strong punch I could endure versus the most strong punch this guy could endure. Toshio, though, I really do wonder who the Minakamis are, is probably the thought I instinctively want to have. I wonder if Minakami Yuki was a real person and maybe Takuji's girlfriend? Maybe that destroyed him? Or just somebody that was really close to Takuji. Oh, wow. Oh, God. Oh, this really doesn't look like... This really looks like something it isn't.
Hasaki?
Oh, it's Kimura as well. My God, I thought that was going to be the Toshio initially, so I was really concerned when I just looked. I was looking around the middle of Kimura's, I don't know, really, really odd jacket with billions of pockets. Dude, how many pockets does this guy need? Seriously. I mean, it's very, very useful, but... God, somebody like this, could you imagine if they got mucked? This would be the worst person for it. I mean, you have things in here, potentially, and potentially expensive kit as well. Don't forget about that. I mean, he used to have sunglasses, he had a watch, and he has equipment in here, maybe, equipment in here, maybe. If there's a shirt pocket, more equipment in there, potentially, equipment in there, and there. I don't know if I already mentioned that, but yeah. And his trouser pockets, maybe... Wait. Oh, yeah, 2 trouser pockets there. I don't know about the back, though, but yeah. Well, to be fair, you can't really store much in those pockets, but still, you get what I mean. Hasaki? Yeah, fair enough. Another quote I can take out of context. I couldn't stop her, she insisted. Yeah. God, she really sounds like Usami from the Riruru dialogue just there. But yeah, no, I think you probably should. Because even though Tomosane is going to the point where he wants to prove his courage and he wants to prove his bravery, and the fact that... No, what he's trying to do is he's trying to have an object, or a situation of immense fear. A fear that is so great that you can't even have a possibility of prevailing in a situation like that. No, sorry, prospering, that's what I was meant to say. In a situation like that. Yet at the same time, you still do it. And you don't get overwhelmed by the danger. He's basically training. It doesn't even matter about the fact that he can't win. Because obviously, these people aren't fighting with their bodies. It's a proper test of mental strength. Master, stop it. Tomonyi-san looks awful. Oh, damn. That was not what I was expecting. Shut up, just be quiet, Hasaki. I suddenly yelled at her. Damn it, I knew this would happen. That's why I didn't want her here. Yeah, no, he's properly trying to focus. This is meditation. Just getting beaten up by a person that's more powerful than you could ever be. Ah, yes, my favourite form of meditation. But the only thing is, it kind of is. Damn it, I knew this would happen. That's why I didn't want her here. Yeah, oh, God, I feel really bad. Yeah, seriously, yeah. Is this really what you wanted to say to her? I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going to shut up. Do you understand how I feel seeing... Oh, I know what she's going to say as well. Yeah, she shouldn't. She really shouldn't. You don't understand. You're only saying that because you don't understand. Yeah, fair. Well, I mean, it's one of the cases where you can think about a feeling, but you can't fully understand it until you've experienced it for yourself. Kind of like love in a way, really. It's not because I don't understand. I'm only saying this because I really do understand.
とも兄さん。
Tomo-ni-san.
俺はお前に一言伝えるためだけに帰ってきた。
I only came back because there was one thing I needed to tell you.
この一言だけ伝えれば、あとは問題ない。
I wonder what this is. What, like, I can protect you? Or we can be reunited forever? Just something that indicates that they are going to be able to be with each other for a long time, I wonder. If I say these words, then nothing else matters.
だからそういうのが分かってないんだよ。一言なんかいらない。私はもっとたくさんの時間できる限り
Yeah, totally
長い時間
reasonable.
とも兄さんと話していたい。
I just think it's so sad to think about the fact that, I mean, they have so much opportunity, and let's be honest, what Tomo-ni-san is doing at the moment, it's a complete gamble. This is the definition of a gamble. I mean, you have Hasaki right there. She's desperate to see Tomo-ni-san. She really, really is, because, I mean, well, let's just say now she has had a desperation more than ever, because the Yuki that has replaced the Yuki that we know and love has just totally had no idea of who Hasaki is. She hasn't known her whatsoever. It's sick, and you're basically just throwing away all the possibility of having conversation just for your own belief that you will be able to see her again and you are going to be able to win this battle. The thing that's fucking awful is he doesn't win the battle. That's what I mean. You don't understand at all. You can't just say one thing and leave. I want to sit and talk with you more. I want to talk with you as long as I can, Tomo-ni-san. I mean, I get that Tomosane is not doing anything wrong. He's trying to do this all for Hasaki. But I just think it's awful that it's not succeeded.
なのにとも兄さんはいつでも
Yeah, that is a
自
good
分で勝
point.
手に納
Yeah.
得して、自分で勝手に決めて。
To be fair, she does have a very good point. But you always make up your mind and decide things on your own. But then again, he is doing this for Hasaki's sake. But to be fair, that's a reoccurring theme. He's done everything. Every single big decision he's made was for her sake. But you always make up your mind and decide things on your own.
ああ、そうだ。葉崎の言う通りだ。俺はいつでも勝手に納得して勝手に決めていた。
Yeah, that's right. You're right, Hasaki. I'm always being stubborn and making selfish decisions.
ならなんで一言だけなんて言えるの？一言なんかじゃ足りない。私はまだたくさんとも兄さんと話したい。もっといっぱい言葉を交わしたい。
Yeah, fair enough. Then why is there just one thing? That's nowhere near enough. I want to talk to you more. Just one thing isn't enough. Yeah.
Hasaki、それがいくつなら満足なんだ。その言葉が一つじゃ足りないなら、い
Hasaki,
くつ
how
ならお
many?
前は満足するんだ。
Hasaki, how many is enough? If this one thing I came to tell you isn't enough, how many is?
そんなの知らないよ。私はただも
I
っ
can
とたく
completely
さん
understand
も
her.
っとたくさんとも兄さんと話したい。
Well, I mean,
そ
then
れ
again.
だけだよ。
And then again, just because of what Hasaki said, I can't fully say that I understand her. I think that's just a bit inaccurate because, I mean, from a logical perspective, I can imagine the feelings in which the feelings which Hasaki is having to deal with and just how awful it must be. But with situations like these, you can never really know the true amount of pain and just the emotional let's be honest, the emotional torture that she must be going through at the moment. And until you've experienced it yourself, really, or you've experienced it in her shoes, or you have a situation that's exactly the same as Hasaki's. I mean, I don't, luckily, so yeah, I can't fully say I understand. And it's honestly a bit cruel, if anything, to say that you understand something like this. Because have you had to go through... Well, has, for example, Tomo-ni-san had to go through anything that Hasaki is going through? Like, I wonder if that is an argument you could make. I think it easily is. I don't know, I just want to talk to you more and more and more. As much as I can, that's all.
俺もだ
Me too. Huh?
俺も葉崎と話がしたい一言なんてじゃないいくらでも話をしたい
God, he really is being a warrior. I want to talk to you, Hasaki, not just about one thing, but as much as I can.
だから俺は今夜は一言だけをお前に伝えるためにお前に会いに来たんだ
That's why I came here tonight, to tell you this one thing. So it is interesting with the battle with, well, I suppose with the Master, because of, well, with Toshio. Because if anything, it is a way of building up his own confidence. Just so much so that he is able to say this to Hasaki and he feels no restraint. That's why I came here tonight, to tell you this one thing. Huh? You mean?
俺は消えない俺は間宮拓司に勝ってそしてこれからお前を守り続ける
I won't disappear. I will beat Mamiya Takuji and I'll still be here to protect you. God. This is where it gets even more awful. I mean, obviously, what Tomosane is doing, he is doing the embodiment of dying as a hero. He really is. He's being as kind as he possibly can be and he's being the best. He is, but the thing is, it's not working out. It really won't. Tomoni-san.
葉崎を守るのはユキでもそしてマスターでもない
Yeah.
お前を守るのは俺だ
It won't be Yuki or Master protecting you. It will be
葉
me.
崎俺は帰ってくる必ず帰る
God, listen to how passionate this guy is. Hasaki, I'll come home alive. I'll definitely come back for you.
だから安心しろ
Yeah, so don't worry. Be relieved.
お兄さん
Tomoni-san.
この釜を倒してそして俺は間宮拓司を倒す
I'll beat up this stupid trainee. Let's not say the T slur. Substitute that word for trainee. Because I hate how similar those words sound. I really, really do. I almost accidentally said it once. And then I'll beat Mamiya Takuji.
この釜ってあんた師範代に大層な口の利き方ねしかもそんなボロボロなくせに
I do think it's really quite funny to think about the fact that even though there's a situation as serious as this and Tomosane, he is doing his best in order to just profess his courage towards Hasaki and just how much he cares about this situation and how much Hasaki was just commenting always about how she wants Tomosane and she really, really wants him to be able to just have conversation and like a normal brother and sister can do, spend time with each other. That's what she wants. She just wants the normal life and yeah, what the Master's doing here, I suppose he's just trying to up the atmosphere. I mean, let's be honest, she's feeling really, really happy because she's very scared at the moment that Tomoni-san has completely forgotten about her and she's become redundant and insignificant and that's why she was so worried. But the thing is, I mean, she's totally been disproven if you ask me. And, I mean, let's be honest, even though Tomosane and Hasaki have been becoming closer, there's nothing that Tomosane or Yuki, to be fair, we don't know if Yuki's done it, but there's not really much about the potential killing of Tomosane that has been mentioned to her as well. So she's naive about the situation as well, which is the worst. Who's a stupid, I don't know, train? That's not how you talk to your master, especially after he just beat you
マ
up.
スターすみません今のは口が過ぎましたでも
I love what he's doing. He's just totally feeling like he's above everything because he's so fucking confident. But it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I don't care. Sorry, Master, I shouldn't have said that, but oh, now you realise it.
俺はあんたを倒す
I will defeat you.
足ガクガク震えてるのに
I can see your knees quaking, you know.
武者震い
A warrior shakes with anticipation before a battle.
あんたキャラ変わってるわよ。
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, you've sure changed.
俺いっぱいいっぱいなんでクール系とかやってるわけにもいかないんですよ。
Even though by saying that you are making yourself seem 2 times cooler, at least. I'm fed up with all this shit. I don't care about being cool and mysterious or whatever
いっ
anymore.
ぱいいっぱいならそれらしくしないと。
Yeah, reasonable. I'm totally done with that shit. So yeah, I've changed. Yeah, but at the same time, it's interesting that he still has those core elements of his personality that are really, really similar. I mean, just unable to accept the fact that you are in a very, very damaged state and that you are vulnerable and just fighting on no matter what happens, really. My legs were trembling because of the damage I already took. I'd lost all feeling in my hands and legs from getting hit so hard. Fucking hell. And yet he's still thinking that he'll somehow be able to beat this guy. I was covered in a colourful collage of blood and bruises. God. Yeah, seriously, anybody could tell that I was outmatched. A desperate situation. From the beginning I knew it was impossible, and yet he still did it. If Master and I fight, he should win. And yet I challenged him to a fight. Why? Because...
師範代道場主にはかなわなかったんですよね。
But
うちのじいさん。
the only thing that I don't really understand with Tomosane here is the fact that he is so obviously lost. I don't understand why he's trying to challenge him on again. Master, you could never beat the master back at my dojo. My grandfather.
そりゃあんなのに勝てるわけないわよ。
Of course not. Who could?
戦国時代から続くこの古武術はほんの数百種類の基本技しかない。
The school of ancient martial arts passed down from the Sengoku period has just a few hundred basic techniques.
それの組み合わせが数万という数になる。
There are tens of thousands of different combinations of those techniques.
でもあの人はそういう問題じゃなかった。動物的感というか、まああの道場は宗教的なもの。歴代が霊能力者のような力を持っていた。
But for him, that wasn't a problem. He had some sort of primal instinct. Well, that was a very religious dojo, and each successor to the dojo had something like psychic powers.
その血。多分俺はそれを感じてるん
I
だと思い
can
ます。
see what he's thinking. That blood flows in my veins too. That's probably what I'm feeling right now. So that may indicate that obviously the Mamiya who made Takuji had done it illegitimately with Kotomi. So I mean, that obviously indicates that Kotomi is the person who's not in their family. But I mean, we already knew that, let's be honest. I gave you my word.
俺から俺の番です。
Oh, I see. So he wasn't trying to desperately defend himself. He was actually trying to offer up a fight. Well, he was trying to... I thought he was just desperately trying to defend himself in order to stay alive. But at the same time, he was deliberately not fighting.
あんたの
That's my turn.
番
Your turn.
夢を扱うこと。その意味。この現
This
実の
was so
世界で
contradictory.
師範代の目の前に立って認識しました。
Controlling one's dreams. I only understood the meaning of those words by standing here before you, Master. In the real world. Tomoni-san. Shit, okay, he moved to block. He was more than just fast. His movements were completely unlike what they were before. Oh my god, that's actually really interesting. So what Tomoni-san has done is he has gone into such a trance that the master has now had to play seriously. He's not just casually trying to fight anymore, and God, he will have taught somebody well if his student can quite literally defeat him. I wonder if that's going to happen. His movements were completely unlike what they were before. Ah, okay, I thought he had maybe stopped holding back, but no. But it does kind of make sense. He really was holding back. But then I remembered something. It was a story told by a master of Aikido. Oh, so we're going... So Showa era began in... Showa era began 1926. It was right before a battle. The master visited a cannons inspections officer in the old Japanese army. When the master saw the test firing of the cannons, he looked at the officer and said this. Okay, Toho player, those cannons couldn't hit me if they tried. What the fuck? Those words were the trigger, and the master had to prove them by standing out on the firing range. Oh yeah, I like this. I can just instantly see how this... Yeah, and I suppose the master is so powerful that it's as if he represents more than one person. But there were 6 people firing at him with handguns. Each one had an effective range of 25 meters. Instead of wooden targets, they made the master stand and be their targets. Good. They started to count down before firing. 1, 2, 3. All 6 guns fired simultaneously, kicking up a cloud of dust. It sounded like something had been thrown. The fuck? Every man in the firing squad doubted his eyes. In the next instant, one of the 6 was thrown through the air. Maybe they're so fixated on... No, that's ridiculous. How would that even work? The master said this. A flash of light comes before the bullet. It's just a matter of dodging the flash. Yeah, that is reasonable, but when it said a flash, I mean, it is a ridiculously small amount of time. I mean, this is the amount of time from, I don't know, just a person beginning to press the trigger and the bullet firing and hitting somebody. That's a seriously low flash, but this person must have had very, very high agility. But you can take advantage of the situation, I suppose, if you have ridiculous reflexes. Just because of the fact that they are all firing at the same time and there's no cheeky firer who's just going to think, ah yes, this person escapes. Now let's just fire again because I'm the saddest. A flash of light comes before the bullet. It's just a matter of dodging the flash. Yeah. Or when your opponent has a sword, a glimmer of white will flash before the blade. Yeah, if you dodge the glimmer, you will also be able to dodge the sword. Yeah, totally. You will be able to dodge it barely at all, but at the same time, you will still be able to dodge it to a small extent, sure. Which means that dodging is simple. The words of the master. The master's name was Ueshiba Morihei, and his best pupil Shioda Gozo, himself among the greatest practitioners of Aikido. Oh, that's interesting. Spoke of psychic powers in reference to the master. That's really weird. He said that such powers couldn't be explained by practice and dedication, but that they must have come from some unknown power that the master held. Ridiculous willpower, that's probably how this relates. Yeah, ridiculous faith-related power then. It said that Ueshiba Mori here was very religious. Yeah, I thought so, much like Mami Ryu. That really is something. I mean, God, the amount of time that you would have to spend training up reflexes like this, it must be incredible. Especially when you can just so constantly... I mean, it's really weird because a skill like this, you probably use it every single day in your life. It's probably something that's integral just to your daily living, really. So just seeing a skill that you use so much and how you improve it, you must be able just to feel satisfied with just how well you have done it every single day. But then again, I mean, we know skill related things. If you ask me, when you feel satisfied, your standards constantly go up, so you feel satisfied with one thing, but then it's not good enough. It has to be better than what it already is. I do wonder if some people here, they probably physically can't improve more, or maybe it would be physically unhealthy if they improved anymore just because of how fucking good they are already. It must be so satisfying just to see every day how good you are, and it's just a proper confirmation of effort, really. That's insane. It looked more like his opponents were intentionally missing. That's the impression he gave. If that was just a trick, then I was about to take a direct hit, but I didn't dodge the attack. This is blood. This feeling which I first understood in a lucid dream. My instincts told me that it would definitely work. Really? Huh? Wait, what the fuck is he going to... How? Master's attack sailed past me, cutting through empty air. That was still very close, to be fair. His fist grazed my ear, lacerating the side of my face. But that didn't matter. It was very close, but he still dodged. To hit Master back, I had to find an opportunity to get close, just like this. I clenched my fist. No hesitation. Yeah, don't hesitate, fuck it. I might not kill whoever is thinking those thoughts. I might be powerless. I might not win. Yep, it's not the end of the story about the Aikido master. A man who made a living hunting wild beasts tracked him down after hearing rumours about him. God. When held at gunpoint, this is what he said. This battle is over. Because your bullets will hit. What? The guns held by the firing squad were all aimed at a person. But the master said this to the hunter. You don't aim your bullet, what? You simply believe that they will hit. Maybe it's a ridiculous story, but now I think I understand what it means. Yeah, then again, I mean, I see that. You don't aim... You can aim all you want, but I suppose if you don't have that willpower to believe the fact that it will hit the other person, what is the point of making that aim? Then again, luck is still something you can rely on sometimes, but it's not something you can depend on. And having the full confidence that something will hit, that's the best thing. I can kind of see it, yeah. Yeah, fully. But only by a small fraction. Master's Fists are slower than bullets. Yeah, that's insane. I avoided them and then countered without hesitation. I didn't need to aim. Yeah, I totally agree, and you have the willpower. Oh, Jesus Christ, you have the willpower, alright. I only needed to hit. Eliminate all doubt. All I could think of in that moment. Yeah, fucking do it, man. My fist will find it smart. Oh, shit. Did he actually win? Oh, my God. I drove my fist into the pit of his stomach. Jesus Christ, he must have had a good punch. To be fair, Takuji is just skin and bones, so if I'm going to be honest, I feel like somebody similar to Takuji must be so good for martial arts, because not only does he have muscles that are fucking ridiculous, but this guy is the definition of skin and bone. I mean, when somebody who is really skinny punches you, it fucking hurts, because these people are basically just skeletons with skin on them. Look, seriously, that's what it feels like when somebody with skin and bones punches you. So imagine having that with ultra high speed and strength. God, it must be awful. I mean, here lies person XYZ. Cause of death, being punched by Takuji. Whoa, take it easy. Jesus fucking Christ. I do find it interesting stuff like this because, I mean, obviously we've had the victory, which is fucking surprising. It really was. I thought Tomosane was just drunk with confidence. I really did. But there's sometimes it's sometimes the case when being drunk with confidence is something that's very good. And it obviously, like what happened here, it leads him to do things that could never ever be done before. It's fucking ridiculous that he could do this, but other times it's just stupid. For example, in the beginning of the story when he was drunk on the confidence that his views were right and there was nothing he should have done in order to get closer to Hasaki. That was wrong. Contrast. Here. Master collapsed on the spot. God, yeah, you fucking deserve that victory. That was so impressive. Well, maybe he'll be able to save them. Maybe. Tomo-ni-san, you're covered in bruises. It's fucking insane. Wow, he won. Hey, isn't anyone worried about me? Oh shit, what's happening now? Does it hurt? Yeah, totally. I'll be lying if I said it didn't. Oh wow. Yeah, good. They properly deserved this time together. They really, really did. Wow. I will never not fucking love Subarashiki's art style. It's so simple. That's just so distinct, man. This VN has my favourite art style out of any VN, if I'm going to be honest. It really does. I just want to reread this story because, my god, it's so fucking cool. I just love it when VN characters, what they have is just such a ridiculous sense of confidence because, let's be honest, here there has been a barrier that has been crossed that is just filled with impossibility. And isn't it funny to think about the fact that Yuki was kind of like that as well? I mean, a year ago he hadn't been able to stand a chance of Yuki because obviously she realised the nature of the world. He didn't, not his fault, but yeah, now he can he could beat Yuki, so obviously he could apply the fact that he had a victory there here. It's completely ridiculous, and if anything, I think in every single sense, in every single sense, something like this just seems unrealistic and it seems ridiculous. I mean, let's be honest. This just feels so wrong. But the only thing is, I mean, I suppose, to be fair, the Master wasn't going with full power. No, but then again, he he didn't expect Tomosane to be able to do something like this, so obviously he was a bit vulnerable, but he didn't reflexively dodge his punch or block it or, I don't know, overturn it or something like that. Yeah, well, this is a really interesting story about the master here. Reminds me, ironically, this is actually a pretty nice link to make. It reminds me of when Tsubasa, he tries to use the wooden sword in order to defeat, well, Takuji in Looking Glass Insects, and Takuji just so gloatingly says, well, not Takuji, obviously, more Yuki there, but yeah, it's just hilarious to think about the fact that she just says only an idiot uses his full body weight for a sword swing, and then he just completely puts a fist right where the throat is. That's how far it's lodged down the mouth. I like this is blood. The blood of your opponent that has been induced by you and your brilliance. I love that he's just using all of the top examples in order to, all examples of top people in the field, just to be able to seek admiration and like, I don't know, like a disciple would think to a role model. Not really a disciple, but somebody who is appreciative of what the role model does. I love this, totally. The two of us alone on the roof. Yeah, good for him. Good for him. Must have gave us some privacy. Still, she didn't have to bring the first aid kits up here. Just, that's really sweet. Yeah, just for me. You're covered in bruises. Yeah, reasonable. And it was only something that was totally hopeless until he realised just, well, I mean, in general, he just realised to... If I'm going to be honest, I think all of these things, all of the looking at the masters in the field and just looking at how he can apply what great people have done to himself, I mean, it's just a technique of gaining the self-belief and gaining the courage, because beforehand he had the belief, but then he never really had any means of doing it. He believed it, but he didn't have the physical ability to do so. But he's always had this confidence, and I suppose breaking the threshold with Hasaki. Yeah, and also I think this really helps. I feel like if Mamiya Ryu hadn't beaten Minakami Toshio, I don't get the impression that any of this would be happening. I really don't. I think that's something that really, really reinforced all of... Well, the thing is, I mean, he just had multiple stories that he reinforced with the fact that he is a Mamiya. So, obviously, he has the chance to beat him, really. Well, I got in a bit of a fight, of course I am.
なんでこんな無茶を。本当にとも兄さんが。
Why would you do that? Jeez, Tomoni-san. Well, the thing is, I mean, this is the funny thing. With Takuji and his ridiculous scheme, he has all the willpower in the world, he really does. But then again, Tomosane, he is the one who is... He's worked fucking hard for this, he really has, and he deserves to have it fully. But, obviously, now he's just properly proved just what he can do with his willpower. But the only thing is, obviously, you've got to ask the question, does this match Takuji's willpower, or does it not? God, I think it's so unbelievable that he still doesn't win after all of this. Or maybe he does, I don't know. Maybe the story is going to be different. I think it's very unlikely, though.
だから言ってるだろ。お前を守るためだって。
Yeah. I told you, I did it so I could protect you.
これから一緒にいるためだ。
Yeah. So that I can be with you from now on.
これから一緒？
You'll be with me from now on. No, not the case until you've won the battle.
ああ、そうだ。
Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, I can totally see why Tomosane would think this. Because, I mean, it just totally makes sense. He's thought of so many things to back up his confidence, and he has just become the most... I don't know, just... If anything, he's just become a total person who is drunk on his own confidence. It's just one thing that can be either really, really cool or really stupid. But the only thing is, I mean, here, he's drunk on his own confidence so much that he feels the threatening situation with Takuji is no match just because of how much he has beaten, well, how well he has beat the master. I mean, what he has done is seriously impressive, so I don't blame him. But at the same time, you can't assume that you're going to win. That's a flaw.
お兄さん、どこにも行かないの？
You'll be with me from now on. Tomoni-san, you won't go
ああ、
away.
そうだ。どこにも行かない。だからいくらでも言葉を交わせる。
Of course not. I'm not going anywhere. We can talk for as long as you want.
本当に？
Really?
ああ、そうだ。
Really?
でも、お兄さんはそうやって何度も嘘ついてきた。
But you always lie to me like that.
そうかもな。
I guess I do.
だから本当はガムテープでぐるぐる巻きにしてどこにも行けないようにしたい。
Yeah, no, I really don't blame her. Honestly, I want to tie you up with duct tape so you can't go anywhere.
それも手かもな。
That might work.
でも
Yeah, but he really is being the heroic big brother here. That is a good character trait, actually. From complete loser to hero.
お兄さんを信じる。私、
Yeah, good. That's really good. I believe in you, Tomoni-san. And that's something that Takuji will never have. Then again, though, I mean, Takuji never has love, but the only thing is he tries to constantly have delusions in order to explain that. I just find it so weird to think about the fact that Takuji is he's completely prone to everything. Well, let's just say... Well, he's prone to every schizo-like symptom ever, it feels like. But at the same time, Tomosane is such a rational and composed human being. I just can't believe it's possible, if I'm going to be honest. I really can't. I just wonder if something like this reflects real-life possibility. You have one personality of somebody who is completely deranged, and then you have another person who... Well, like in the Cyrano analogy, I suppose, they are Cyrano, whereas the other ones are not Christians, but not as in Christians as in the religion, but plural of Christian, the title of the name, the title of somebody. I was really going to say that. But, yeah, very deluded Christians. Yeah. I just wonder if it's possible. I really do. I believe in you, Tomoni-san.
何度も裏切られてるけど、私はトモ兄さんを信じる。
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, what else proves Tomoni-san's love for Hasaki more? Let's be honest here. I suppose it's especially because he's had barely any time with Hasaki, and it's just so awful to think that... I just think it's horrible that this is going to be the last time. I really do. I've been betrayed so many times before, but I still believe in you, Tomoni-san.
なんでだよ。こんなダメな兄を。
I'm such a good-for-nothing brother. Why?
だってトモ兄さんは私のヒーローだから。
Because you're my hero.
ヒーロー？
Hero?
そうだよ。ヒーローは救世主より強いんだよ。
That's right, the hero is stronger than the savior.
なんだよそれ。でたらめな理屈だな。
Yeah, not to you. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
でもそうなんだもん。
But that's true.
ああ、そうだ。
Because like Tomosane said, Takuji was just... Oh, he just felt he was born into it and he had it all naturally planned out. You know what the hero did? He went from a fucking... Well, not really a degen, but just a very good-for-nothing person to someone who is bloody amazing. And like Tomosane said, what, apart from courage, does he have? Seriously.
俺はあいつより強い。
You think that? Oh my god, this is such a bad trap he's falling into. I think he's falling into excessive confidence. I think that whenever any other personality gets stronger, Takuji also gets stronger. So I think Takuji's going to be stronger than Tomoni-san. Maybe that's why he loses. I'm stronger than him.
絶対に負けない。
I definitely won't lose. That's what you think. I'm sorry, I can't. I want to support him as much as... Ooh. The full image. July the 18th. Fucking hell, here we go, man. Oh, I can't wait for this. Okay, good, I have enough time. Right, here we go. Let's get this show on the road. Holy fuck, I'm excited for this. Oh, this is... They have potential. They really, really do. Oh, God, this is just going to be... Get everything that you're attached with in the plot, and let's be honest, it's all just going to crumble down. It really will. Oh, my God, it will. But, I mean... You know how the decline is going to happen, so... Why not see this brilliant, brilliant man's story to the end, I suppose. And he is brilliant, by the way. I fucking respect this guy. I really do. Don't respect him before. I think he's definitely earned my respect. He's probably earned everybody who reads this story's respect, let's be honest. To be fair, I could see why some people may look down on him for being a bit overconfident, maybe a bit irritating as a result, but I don't personally. I think he's fucking cool. See, the thing is, I think when you're... I mean, I'm nearly 18 at the moment. I'm 18 in 4 months, but 4 months and 6 days to be precise. But yeah, well, it will be 5 days because it will be 13th of May. This video's uploaded on, I'm sure. But anyway, who gives a fuck? Yeah, I just think times like these are the best times to read VNs like this, because the characters are your age and so you can relate them more to your life, I think. Even though their situations are totally different. I just think it makes them more relatable because the characters are similar. This is why I preferred Higurashi. Like, one of the reasons why I preferred Higurashi to Umineko. It struck with me more, it really did. I just feel like this is the best time to experience stories like this. And then obviously I'll probably... No, I mean I'll probably return to stories like this in Umineko when I'm older. Or maybe I won't. I'm either going to be a person who wants to consume as many works as possible, or I'm going to look at old works lots. I don't know though. I think it's probably likely I'll consume new works. It just depends on how much time I have. It really does. Time is the only factor, which fucking sucks, but yeah. It has to be. Yeah, and I do find it interesting that now he's really realising and he's feeling regret and he's feeling bad for it. Yeah, and isn't it interesting that he realises the meaning of those words so quickly. Once Hasaki calmed down and went to sleep, I quietly got up. Yep. It's alright, Hasaki, I'm not a liar. Yeah, they're in Hakushukyo. Now you're going to go to school at, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're gonna fucking fight for your life! Seriously. I will definitely come home. Then we can talk as much as we want. I will protect you. Always. In the mind, in the spirit, sure, I fully agree. But in reality, will you be able to now then? I still had a little bit of time left before dawn. What are you going to do? Just do some shopping? What? Who's saying this? Though, to be honest, I don't know how long it is until sunrise. It would be easier if it was just 4:30. Is this just a I'm assuming this is just a quote of what he has said before. Yeah, fair enough. Dawn is approximately that time, but it's hard to tell when he's actually going to come back. Yeah, I think if I'm going to be honest, just prepare in advance. Don't risk the battle not being on the school rooftop. It would be really bad if he showed up while I was here with Hasaki. Oh, seriously, yeah. Rooftop. I need to find a deserted place so we don't drag anyone else into this. Yeah. I guess that means the rooftop. I think he should have gone to a location that was less comfortable for Takuji. For example, a rooftop of a department store. Oh, but then again, the public can see you then, and people might still... I mean, assuming this is a 24-hour city. Subinomiya. Well, no, they're in Tokyo at the moment, but... District? I meant... When I left the rooftop last time, I didn't lock it, so it should still be open. That should work. I love that Takuji just casually has a key. Probably stole it from a teacher. Are you going? Oh, this is Kinda. Oh, you're on to me, huh? Are you gonna fight Mamiya Takuji? Who knows? Seriously, yeah. I think you do. Otherwise there would be no reason to fight your master. Yeah. Don't tell Hasaki. That's interesting. Well, if Tomoni-san never comes back, then you tell. You're keeping it a secret from Hasaki-chan? Now you're basing everything on it. You are gambling everything. It's just as if you have £1 million and you're betting £1 million on that possibility. No consideration for what might happen if it goes wrong. There's no reason to tell her I'm gonna come home alive.
なるほ
I see.
ど。どこでやるの？
Where are you going to do it?
どこだっていいだろ。
He's not saying anything. He really isn't. Does it really
そ
matter?
うか。わかった。
Guess not. Alright.
あのさ。
はい。
も
He
し
does.
俺に何かあったら。
Oh, good for you. Good for you. He's too sensible to not think about this if something happens to me.
葉崎のこと頼みます。お願いします。
So that's what happens to Hasaki. Look after Hasaki for me, please.
突然敬語なんだ。
Dude, where did his fucking eyes go? This guy has the weirdest sprites I think I've ever seen. You've never been polite to me before. Yeah, seriously.
人に物を頼む態度ってあるでしょ。
Oh yeah, he totally
Sorry.
did. Yeah.
俺はあんたを少し勘違いしてたかもしれない。
There's a certain way to ask a favor of someone. And besides, I might have misunderstood you.
俺のいない間にいろいろやってくれたみたいだし。
It seems you've helped her out a lot while I was gone. Yeah, and you've properly proven that you're not a stalker, you're a good person. And he can tell when people are in trouble, which is really, really good.
それはさ、単に僕に都合が良かっただけかもしれないじゃん。
That might have just been convenient for me too, you know?
ならあんたの都合が葉崎を守ってやったんだ。感謝しないといけない。
It doesn't even matter what the motive was, just the fact that Hasaki is being protected. And obviously she's going through a very, very tough time. It's not as bad as it could be, that's good as well. And I'm glad that it was convenient for you to protect Hasaki. I have to thank you.
おや？素直だね。
Yes.
なんか拍子抜けだよ。
Oh, that's awfully nice of you. I'm not used to hearing that from you.
まあ感謝してます。
Well, I really am thankful.
だからもし何かあったら
Yeah.
お願いします。
So if anything happens to me, please continue to take care of her.
わかったよ。でも何もないんでしょ？ 君が勝って全てを終わらせる。
Alright, but nothing's going to happen, right? You're going to win and end this whole mess.
はい。木村さんの取材もこれで終わりになるでしょう。
Yeah.
俺が終わらせるから。
Yes, and your investigation will probably end here too. I'm going to put it all to an end.
本当に？
Really?
ああ。終わらせるさ。
Yeah, I'll end it. Oh yeah, I like that, yeah. I return to the school rooftop before sunrise. The place where I spend the last of my remaining time. Yeah, totally.
いや。最後の時間にしないためだったか。
I'm just so nervous. I have such an amount of anticipation for this scene, and yet I have dread, nothing short of dread, and I just feel so intense. I really do. No, I have to fight so that this isn't my last. I wanted this time just so that I could say one thing to Hasaki. To be honest, I don't know if I can keep my promise. Yeah, no, he's being realistic. He is. No, there's a pretty good chance I can't. I did win against Master, but... Agreed. Yeah, it will be, because it's in the head. It's not in the body, it's in the head. You've demonstrated a severe amount of willpower, but this guy's deranged, man. He will do anything for his desires. this scene is amazing. It really is. He doesn't understand at all. I agree with Asaki, but he's just saying this so that she feels the most reassurance possible. Oh yeah, this is going to be quite something. Yeah, my fight with Mamiya Takuji will be on a different level altogether. Here we go.
Ayana.
You? Didn't expect to see you here.
ここに戻ってきたの。
She seems surprised. That's a bit weird. I definitely did not expect that. You came back to this place.
ま
Why is she
あ
surprised
どこで
though?
もよかったんだが
Yeah, the place doesn't really matter though.
でもここを選んだ。
But you chose this place.
ここが最適だと思った
Yeah.
それより間宮拓司は
I thought this was the most suitable place. So where is Mamiya Takuji? thought this was the most suitable place. So where's Mamiya
ま
Takuji?
だ少しある
Yeah, good. You still have a little bit of time left.
そうか
Oh,
お
so
前はあの男が何をする気か知ってるのか
do you know what he's planning to do?
空に返そうとしている
He's trying to return it all to the sky. Yeah,
あそうか
totally. Yeah, that's right.
対の空に
To the end sky. God, look at her face.
対の空それって何なんだ
Zui no Sora. What is that?
さあそれはただの名前
It's meaningless.
何
I
も語
totally
って
see
な
that.
い
It's just a name. It doesn't speak of anything. Why is she becoming more and more... What, her facial expression, it makes her seem as if she's teasing Tomosane more.
そうかただの名前か
Oh, it's just simply a name.
うん
Yeah.
そうかなら質問ついでに
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
お前は何者なんだ
This is nice, though. He's having something to take his mind off before the battle. Really, then let me ask you a question. What are you?
私は音無し綾菜と呼ばれてる
Me? I'm called Otonashi Ayana.
それはただの名前だろ
Hmm.
そんなもの何にも説明してないだろ
But that's just a name, isn't it? That doesn't explain anything.
じゃあ君は何
It's a really good question, actually. That's a good point. I mean, God, what a risky thing to contemplate this far in. But then again, I mean, Yuki was always the person made to destroy Takuji. What else?
俺か俺は結城友実で
God, she really knows
So
her
the-
opponent well. Me, I'm Yuki Tomosane, and I tried to say something, but the words caught in my throat. I tried to speak of myself, but I was lost for words, because you can't speak of yourself without mentioning Takuji. That's interesting. That's right. That's just how it is. Yeah, you accept it, you don't dwell on it. Good. In talking about oneself, it's impossible to say anything more than you could find on a person's resume. I mean, in some cases, sure. If you're talking about, I don't know, school to random old person number 400, sure. But... or, I don't know, just anything like that. The woman in front of me wore the same school uniform as I did. Yeah. I could tell from the colour of the trim that she was... Oh, so that's actually something relevant. Damn, I could tell from the colour of the trim that she was in the same year as me. She was female and I was male. Yeah, it's really surprising. For the two of us standing there and looking at each other, there was nothing else for either of us to say. What are you? That's such a vague question. A meaningless question. But then again, I mean, obviously I agree when what the other person is something that you know and you can comprehend. I mean, he doesn't necessarily think that Ayana, well, he does think that Ayana is somebody from ambiguous origins, but the only thing is, because of the fact that she looks human and she looks like somebody who fits in the school, there's no point of contemplating it. There's no reason to.
そうだな俺は結城友
Yeah,
実
it
だ
doesn't matter who you...
それ以
It
上
doesn't
でも
matter
そ
what
れ以
you
外でも
are.
ない
Because let's be honest, in this story, apart from Ayana, obviously, I don't believe she's human for a second. But all of the other human beings, they're human beings, they attend school. Like Tomosane said, what are you? It's just everything that you can put on your resume. I like that. Nearly everything. Like, for example, personal interests. You couldn't put... yes, my favourite visual novel is Subarashiki Hibi. Yeah, just pray the person interviewing you is a Subarashiki Hibi fan. I guess that's about right. I'm Yuki Tomosane. Nothing more, nothing less.
そうなら今度は私から質問
Okay, then let me ask you a question.
質問
Question?
間宮君にした質問、そして水上さんにもした質問。
Is this about remembering what you've forgotten? A question I asked both Mamiya-kun and Minakami-san.
どんな質問だ？
Look at that. Interesting. Yeah, look at that subtle layer of respect there in the honorific she uses.
Tomosane君って死ぬのが怖い？
Tomosane-kun, are you afraid of dying?
死ぬのが？なんだそりゃ。やたら直接的な質問だな。
Dying, huh? That's a very straightforward question, isn't it?
とは言っても、ここ1週間ちょっとで人が数人死んでる。この学校だけで3人。
But still, several people have died in the past week or so. In this school alone, 3 people have died.
死の香りがやたらする1週間。
Yeah,
多くの生徒の失踪だって、
exactly.
それらが引き金になっている。
A week that stinks like death. Many students have gone missing as well, and it's likely for the same reason.
そして、その引き金を引いたのは、間宮拓司。
And the person who's behind it all is Mamiya Takuji.
間宮君は高島さんの、そしてお母さんの予言に怯えていた。
Mamiya-kun was afraid of Takashima-san's prophecy and of his mother's prophecy.
みたいだな。高島の予言はよく知らないが、あいつの母親の予言は知っている。あいつの脳みその中に強く刻みつけられていたから。
So it seems. I don't know much about Takashima's property. I really just said that prophecy, but I know what his mother said. It was carved deep into his memory.
世界は滅亡する。すべての存在が死に絶え、世界は消滅する。
The world will be destroyed. All existence will cease, and the world will be erased.
間宮拓司が恐れていたのは、母親の予言。さらに言えば死そのものだ。
What Mamiya Takuji was afraid of was his mother's prophecy, and by extension, death itself.
予言の恐怖とは死の恐怖。予測された消
Yeah,
滅
so what he
への
did is
恐怖。
he as a means of finding something to explain his delusions with, made it so that the prophecy was something that he was able to digest and appreciate and cope with, really. It's just interesting how his mind is desperate, I think. His mind is absolutely desperate to latch on to something, no matter what it is, just so that he doesn't break. And when I say break, I mean go absolutely insane with no point of return. I get that obviously Takuji does bad things, but at the same time, I mean, at least there is a point of return from all of those horrible, horrible hallucinations. It's interesting that before he accepts the prophecy, all of the delusions he sees are targeted towards him and are very, very malicious. After, though, opposite. All of the delusions, they're either things that he can control, things that are below him, or things that help him. Like, for example, Riruru. Fear of the prophecy is the same as fear of death, as well as fear of the prophesized erasure. Yeah, I suppose. Oh.
それは君でも怖いの？
Are you afraid too?
俺か。前ならこう言っただろうな。
Me? Before I would have said this.
どう答え
Said what?
死ぬのなんか
How
怖
would
く
you
な
have
い。
answered?
消えることは定めだから。
Yeah, I'm not really afraid of dying. I'm destined to disappear after all.
定め
Destined?
俺は間宮拓司を消すために生まれた人格だったと言うべきか。
I'm just a personality created to destroy Mamiya Takuji. Or maybe I should just say I was just a personality with not even a reason or a purpose.
創造者としての間宮君、調和者としての水上さん、そして破壊者としての友実君。
Mamiya-kun, the creator, Minakami-san, the harmonizer, and then Tomosane-kun, the destroyer. This woman knows everything. Yeah, reasonable. This, no wonder she always puts me on edge. Yeah. To think that she knows so much about us. It's almost like our souls are connected. Yeah. But she's different from us. She's not one of the personalities inhabiting this body. Then what is she? Exactly, yeah. It's clear that she's not a normal but no way. Which means she's another irregularity, but she's not quite the same as us.
どうしたの？
What's wrong?
いや、なんでもない。
Nothing.
さっきの話、創造者と調和者、そして破壊者の話。それが奴が取り決めた俺たちの断りだった。
What you were just talking about with the creator, the harmonizer, and the destroyer. He was the one who put that system in place.
だが結果はこれだ。破壊者が創造者に破壊されようとしている。
But this is the end result. The creator is trying to destroy the destroyer.
消滅という自らの運命を受け入れることが間宮拓司にはできなかった。
I see that, yeah. Mamiya Takuji couldn't accept his own fate of destruction.
いや、違うな。単純に役者不足。間宮拓司側から俺は破壊者の任を解かれただけとも言える。
No, that's not quite right. There simply weren't enough actors on stage. You could even say that Mamiya Takuji released me from my role as the destroyer.
そして自分の運命を失った。
Which means that I've lost my fate. Yeah, that's interesting. Could either go two ways, because if anything, he's just reasoned why he is in such a bad risk of decline. What will you do now that you've lost your fate?
あとは創造者に破壊され消滅するのを待つのみ。それが間宮拓司が描いた新しいシナリオ。
Now I should just wait to be destroyed and erased by the creator. Some Mamiya Takuji's new script
自分
prints.
が消滅するのは怖くないの？
Are you afraid of being erased?
消滅するのが怖くないわけないさ。消滅の恐怖、
Fear is power
通
sometimes,
覚
to
の
be
恐
fair.
怖。
Sometimes.
どちらにしても恐ろしいだろう。死は恐ろしいものだ。
Of course I'm afraid. I'm afraid of being erased, and I'm afraid of pain, because his existence has meaning. Either way, it's terrifying. Death is a thing to be feared.
そう。なら死にたくないの？
Yeah, then you don't want to die?
死にたくない。どうだろうな。俺にはその質問の意味がよくわからない。
Don't want to die? I'm not sure. I don't know what that question is supposed to mean.
でも死は恐怖である。
But you're afraid of death.
ああ、そうだな。でもどうかな。されたくない、なりたくない、したくないって死以外だと必ず経験できることに限られる。
Yeah, of course. But somehow, all of the other things in this world which people fear doing, becoming, or happening, are things that can actually be experienced. Yeah, no, I do see that. It's that extra layer of fear simply because
されたくない。なりたくない。
she seems like she's in
し
pain.
たくない。
The doing, the becoming, and the happening.
なあ、そうだ。例えば 大半の人間が拷問とかはされたくないよな。相当なマゾなら違うかもしれんが。
Exactly. For instance, most people wouldn't want to be tortured. Maybe a real masochist would want it though.
他にも破産とかしたくない。ホームレスにもなりたくない。
Yeah, or else they don't want to become bankrupt. They don't want to become homeless.
でもそういうことは経験可能だからされたくない、なりたくない、したくないと言える。
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I see what he's saying. Yeah, but those are the things which are possible to experience. So it's possible to fear the doing, the becoming, and the happening of them.
だが死は経験しようがない。
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way to experience death.
死はそこかしらに転がっている。近所の墓地にで
Isn't
も
it
行けば死んだ人間
interesting
だら
how
け
they
だ。
have very similar views?
でも経験した人間は皆無。
Yeah. No, I fully see it. Death is all around us. Even the nearest graveyard is full of dead people. And yet, there isn't a single person who has experienced death.
死はまず経験不可能なこと。それが大前提。
Death is impossible to experience. It's the first principle.
経験不可能なことに対してまるで経験できることと同列で語るのは一種盗作のように思える。
Yeah. I totally see what he's saying, yeah. Taking something which is impossible to experience and speaking of it in the same breath as things which can be experienced strikes me as a perversion of logic. Yeah.
経験不可能は経験可能なもののごとくには語れない。
So it's interesting, Tomosane has significantly, he said something significant because it feels as if what he is saying has resonated with what Ayana thinks. We cannot speak of that which can't be experienced the same way as that which can. Yeah, totally.
ああ、そうだ。でも人は死を経験できるあらゆることと同列で語る。なぜだ？
Yeah, that's right. But people speak of death as if it could be experienced. Why is that?
なぜ？
Why?
さあな。実際俺にはよくわからない。ただもしかしたら盗作だからこそ死を思うことに意味があるのかもしれない。
And isn't that interesting how their views differ? And Tomosane doesn't even go into nihilism. He doesn't. I don't really know myself. Maybe death only has one meaning because it's a perversion of logic.
盗作だからこそ死を思うことに意味がある。
Death only has one meaning because it is a perversion.
な。盗作ってそういうものだろう。
Yeah. Isn't that what a perversion is?
性交渉なんて本来ならただの生殖行為だ。だがいろいろな盗作した思いが
totally
人に
reasonable.
あらゆることを思わせ、あらゆることを作らせ、あらゆる行為をさせてきた。
At first, sex was just an act of biological reproduction. However, various perverted ideas throughout history have led people to think all things. Yeah, creative. Creative thing, oh god. And do all things of which they are capable. Yep.
変態性癖とかだけじゃなくて、恋愛だってそうだろう。肉欲と愛欲は切り離せない。
Fetishes, for example. But not only that, also romantic love. Yeah. Physical lust and romantic love are impossible to tease apart.
それで、この質問、間宮拓司にも聞いたんだろ。
So how did Mamiya
That's
Takuji
not what I
respond when you asked him that question?
怒ってた。死が怖いって認めること
Yeah,
が許せない。
no, it totally makes sense. He was angry. He wouldn't allow himself to admit that he was afraid of death. Even though this is before all of the delusions really hit. Now I wonder how it would change. Because if anything, he's accepted all of which he was fearful of. But the only thing is he's not of a sound mind, so can you really take his judgment seriously? Well, you can, but is it the most representative of what he would truly think? This is most representative of what he'd truly think before the delusions happened. He was angry. He wouldn't allow himself to admit that he was afraid of death.
なるほど。ユキは
I see. What about Yuki?
大体君と同じ。
Yeah,
死
that's
は誰に
interesting.
も経験できない。死を体感することはできない。
About the same as you. No one can experience death. It is impossible for a human being to experience death.
死は恐れずに値せず。もし消滅するなら何も感じないし、どこか遠くに魂が移動するならば、本質的には今と変わらない。
Let us reflect in another way, and we shall see that there is great reason to hope that death is a good. That death is good. For one of two things. Either death is a state of nothingness and utter unconsciousness. But how do people... Oh, it's so weird. Or as men say, there is a change and migration of the soul from this world to another.
ソクラテスか。あいつらしいな。
Socrates, huh? Sounds like Yuki. Hmm.
そしてソクラテスは最後にこう締めくくった。
And these were Socrates' last words.
もう行かなければならないのです。私は死ぬために、そしてあなた方は生きるため
The hour of departure has arrived.
に。しかし思うのです。我々が行く手に持っているものはどちらが果たして良いものなのか。
When we go our separate ways, I die and you to live.
それは誰にも分かりようがないことなのです。語り得ず、そして神のみが知ることです。
Which of these two is better? Only God knows.
そして大哲学者は毒杯を口にした。
God. Then holding the cup to his lips, he quite readily and cheerfully he drank off the poison.
なるほど。でも俺は不思議だよ。古代の大哲学者のこの言葉は果たしてそれほど高尚な答えなんだろうかと思うよ。
I see, but I'm confused. These words from the great philosopher of ancient times. I wonder if his answer really was correct.
そんなことは誰でも知っている。
Everyone knows that.
誰でも
Everyone?
ソクラテスの言葉、現代人にとってはある意味当たり前すぎるほど当たり前だ。今この瞬間も人が死んでい
Yeah,
る。
totally. Even now, at this very moment, there are people dying.
過去から今までとてつもない数の人が死んでいる。
From the distant past until now, an unbelievably large amount of people have died. Yep.
特にこの国では別に死後の世界のことなんて考えずに死ぬやつ多数。
Especially in this country. A great number of people have died without believing in any after.
死を来世への道ではなく単なる消滅と捉えていながら
Yeah, so
毎
genuinely
日
what
のように
happens
人が死ぬ。
afterwards. as well? I suppose that's a very good question, but I just find it really interesting how the views in which these people have to not only their life but also death in general, really. It's as if Ayana's testing them, and it really just shows their personality fully. But it's so weird how such a simple question can reveal so many layers of a person's personality, really. People die every day with the understanding that death is not the road to another world, but rather simple oblivion.
考えてみれば不思議なものだ。死はあらゆるものの中で最も恐ろしいものであり、自らに降りかかる最悪の中で最も大きなものと考えられる。
When you think about it, it's really bizarre. Death is the most terrifying thing within each of us. Yeah, totally. So we all think of it as the worst tragedy that could ever befall us.
それでも毎日人は死ぬ。淡々と人は死んでいく。
No, he does have a point. I mean, we think of it as the most scary and it's inevitable, but at the same time it's just something that is so... It's kind of like what Ayana says, really, and the Wittgenstein beliefs, that it's something that cannot be put into words because there is not enough knowledge to put into words the effects something like death would have and what he would truly experience. So it's something that, because it can't be put into words, it's totally unknown, and it's terrifying because it's not only unknown, but at the same time, just because of the fact that there's no way of truly realising. But I mean, I suppose that fear is the reason why Takuji feels as if people's lives are meaningless, because you constantly have to taboo it and outlaw it, and you have to live as if all of the moments are not as if every moment's going to be your last, but you have to make the most of life for a reason like that. But the thing is, people do die, and I mean, to me, for example, like, I'm sure a lot of people have died just, I mean, maybe even within the time I've said this sentence, people have died, but the only thing is, I couldn't possibly know that. And I mean, I hate to be a bit of an arsehole, but I mean, anyone that's died at the moment, I don't really know them or have any connection to them. And I don't even know that they have died, so yeah. Yeah, but it's just, it's the most terrifying thing, and yet it's such a normal and integral part of life. I mean, yeah, that is the cycle of life. You can't live without dying.
もし死がそれほどの恐怖だったら、死の恐ろしさから暴動なりが毎日起きてもおかしくないはずだ。
That is reasonable. But then again, what if they're not in the strength or the, I don't know, mental capacity or physical capacity to fight? If death was such a frightful thing. Well, I mean, I'm just thinking about people who are nearing death. Okay, I see this now, if I extend my thinking to anybody. If death was such a frightful thing, there would be revolution every day as the people desperately try to escape their deaths.
でも事実は違う。大半の人間が死ぬ間際に死を恐れて暴れることも泣き叫ぶこともなく死ぬ。
The truth is far from it. Most people don't thrash or cry in fear of their death. They simply die. But they do all of that before dying, surely? Just find it interesting to think about the fact that Ayana shows that Takuji is totally terrified of death, and she uses the concept of infinity and the concept of how life would be infinitely more terrifying if you removed death from the equation.
Ma. 死を宣告された時に後悔やら悲しみやらはあるだろうけど、でも死の直前そのものでは落ち着いたものだ。
I don't agree. I think it would vary from person to person. Well, it is true that many people experience regret when sentenced to death, but at the moment of the death, They are perfectly... Oh, I get it. It's because they've accepted it.
つまり死は嘆く対象じゃないことは誰でも知っている当たり前なことだ。
Yeah, I suppose. In other words, everyone knows that death is not worth lamenting. It's perfectly obvious.
死を思うことは盗作した衝動だろう。
It's a perverted impulse that even leads people to contemplate death.
なら君は死ぬの怖くない？
Then aren't you afraid of dying?
いや怖いよ。当たり前だ。でもそれは誰でも感じる程度の
Yeah,
恐怖
fair
だ。
enough. No, I'm afraid. Of course I am. But I don't fear it any more than everyone else on this planet.
誰でも感じる程度？
Everyone fears death.
ああ、生まれたての子供が泣くのと同じ理由だろう。
I find it so interesting that these people always think about the same things. My god, you can really tell that these people are the same person. I mean, they just instinctively have the same examples, the same things that of relevance. God, that's so interesting. Yeah, it's the same reason that a newborn infant cries, don't you think?
生まれたての子供の泣く理由。
The reason a newborn infant cries.
存在以前なるものが存在したら人が死を恨むように存在を恨むかもしれない。
One who came before existence might loathe existence just as we loathe death.
だとしたら
Oh yeah, yeah,
生まれ
yeah.
たての子供が泣くのは自らの生に対する呪いだ。
For instance, if a newborn infant cried to curse its own life.
実は俺は何度かそんな感じの夢を見たんだ。
I actually had a dream like that several times.
夢？
A dream?
そう、夢だ。それは予感でしかないんだけど、
Yes, a dream. It was premonition.
だけど確実な予感としての夢だ。
I'm sure it was a premonition.
どんな予感の夢？
What kind of premonition?
赤ん坊が生まれるんだよ。
Baby is born.
誰の？
Whose? Does it matter?
知らない。
Don't know.
知らないけど
I don't know, but
赤ん坊が生まれるんだよ。
baby is born. Oh
そ
my
う、
god.
その赤ん坊は泣くんだよ。
What an unusual picture. Wow. I really do like the old, the really, really old style that this has, the really old and historical and just in general ambiguous style that has been chosen here. It's so weird. And I find it interesting that the baby also, it doesn't look like it's human whatsoever. I suppose that makes sense considering the fact that the baby will have contradictory views because of the fact that it loathes existence like we do with death.
でさ、
Tomosane, don't become a baby. You've literally fought and beat your master. You can't
その
become
声
a
を聞い
baby.
てみんな笑うんだよ。
You are not. So don't do impressions of one. Everyone laughs as they hear the baby cry.
みん
Yeah.
な祝福してるんだよ。
They will bless the child.
お母さんも
The mother.
お父さんも
The father.
そしてその他の人も
Yeah, fair. And everyone else in the room.
その赤ん坊の生を
The child's life.
祝福するんだ。
Yeah, they bless it.
世界は生の祝福で満たされる。
The world is full with blessings for life.
でも
However,
違うんだ。
that's wrong.
そこで
And then
俺は一人そこで恐怖するんだ。
I don't feel
恐怖
fear. Fear.
なぜなら
because
それは世界を呪っているんだ。
the baby is cursing the world. Yeah. It's as if it's a being that has constantly been used to a state of non-existence. It becomes something that has been incorporated into the world, and if anything it curses the world because it, I mean, with the sense of existence, it may fear existence like we fear death, but at the same time you have all these people around you who, if anything, they're imposing their world on the baby, so the baby has no choice of making decisions for themselves and doing anything that, or just thinking like they would normally think. But then again, I mean, of course, as you become a citizen of the world, why are you still going to have the same view that you would have had in this age? I mean, I think this is all very conceptual as well. I don't really understand how the babies would have the concept like this unless it was instinctive. I mean, how would they be psychologically developed enough?
確実に
Truly.
世界を呪っているんだ。その生まれたての赤ん坊は
The newborn baby curses the world into which he is born.
生まれたことを呪っているんだよ。
He curses the very fact that he was born.
俺は
I
その場で凍りつく。
freeze in that spot
みんな笑っている中、
as everyone laughs.
祝福の中で
Oh yeah, that's interesting. In blessed ignorance.
一人で
I alone.
俺はさ、
I stumble.
俺はよろけながら
Stumble and stagger, but somehow.
その赤ん坊に近づくんだ。
Is this Sasaki? The baby that's in the analogy. I come closer to the baby.
そしてその赤ん坊の泣き声を止めようとするんだ。
Oh yeah, that's interesting. And I try to stop its cry.
そしてそうしなければならないと思うんだ。
Yeah, I totally see that, because I mean, if you're really, really scared of existence, how could you? But the only thing is, I mean, this assumes that babies actually have the ability to contemplate this. But then again, what if they feel it instinctively? But I mean, oh, that's interesting. I know I have to do this. Why?
わかんないけど、
Don't know why, but
それがさ、
well, I mean, if human beings have totally different views to how the baby would, what the baby would think, and they have totally different approaches to existence. If anything, existence and reality is just a brainwash, because you're totally forcing your ideas on someone who doesn't have the capacity to comprehend and make their own decision, really. Like, every single decision somebody makes is just based on another person and how they have raised another, really.
それが生まれてしまって
Oh, he was born, right.
無残に生き続けてしまってる俺の
Oh, right, yeah, and I think about the cruelty in my life,
俺の
and I think
唯一の
that this could be
唯一の償いだと思うんだ。
this could be my one way to atone for my
誰に対して
sins against who?
多分
Probably.
その赤ん坊に対して
I really do wonder if this is Hasaki, but at the same time it said he was born, so I don't know. Against that
そして
baby, and
それ以外の何かに対して
against something else too.
だと思う。
I think.
俺は生まれたての赤ん坊の首を絞めてその人生をそこまでで終わらせようとする。
I would strangle that newborn baby. I would try to end its life right there.
終わらせるために
I would end its life
祝福の笑いの中
as everyone else laughed.
俺は赤ん坊の首を絞めようと
This is unbelievable. But isn't it interesting? Takuji says that he would I can't remember if he actually says that he will kill the baby or not, but well, he would do it without hesitation because a life like that is meaningless within the scope of infinity. But at the same time, Tomosane, I get that he's killing this baby, which is wrong, or at least he's contemplating it, but he's doing it within consideration to the baby. It's such a hot... I think this viewpoint is ridiculous. I just think it's too cruel. Because the thing is about fears, this, if you ask me, has a very final attitude about fear. You just have an attitude that when you are raised into the world, you have the fear of existence, just like we fear death. But the only thing, just because of how much of an unknown concept it is, but the only thing is, fears, they change all the time, and they don't have the same they don't have the same significance a person will have now compared to when they grow up. Why would you ever do something as bold as, well, quite literally killing somebody? Why? Their fears will change and they will learn to be happy in the world that they have been raised into. I would put my hands around his neck.
しかし
But
できないんだよ。
I can't do it.
おぎゃおぎゃって泣いてる赤ん坊の首を
My hands around the neck of that crying
俺
baby.
は
I.
俺は締められないんだ。
Yeah, good. Can't bring myself to throttle him.
なんで
Why?
なんでなんだ。
It's because it's too cruel.
これが唯一できる償いなのにもかかわらず
Even as I'm confronted with my one means of atonement, I can't do it.
泣き声を終わらせなければいけないのに
Though I know I must bring an end to his cries. Do you? Do you really need to do that?
できないんだ。
Can't do it.
その赤ん坊に何一つ意味を与えられない。
Can't give that baby meaning to his life.
何一つ可能性をやれない俺が
Can't give him any possibilities.
しなければならない唯一の方法なのに
I know it's the one thing I can do to atone, but
できないんだ。
I can't do it.
俺はその場で倒れ込むんだ。
Collapse on the spot.
その場で
Right there.
それで泣き出すんだよ。
Break into tears.
俺ワンワン泣き出すんだよ。
Cry like a baby.
情けないよな。
Utterly pathetic.
夢といえども
Even in a dream.
何もできないで
Can't do a thing.
ワンワン泣くんだぜ。
Cry and cry.
大の男が
A grown man.
情けないよ。
Pathetic.
そのうち
And as I do,
赤ん坊の泣き声が
crying of that baby,
普通に
it changes.
普通にさ普通になるんだよ。
It becomes normal.
それで普通におぎゃおぎゃって泣くんだよ。
The baby simply cries like any other.
その声を聞きながら
As I listen to its cries,
俺は泣きながら
as I myself cry.
よかったと思うんだ。
Yeah, I think to myself, thank goodness.
よかったと
Thank goodness.
何を
Why?
よくわからないけど
I don't really know, but
よかったと何も解決してないし
yeah, nothing happened. But that's good. Nothing was really resolved.
何も変わらないけど
Nothing really changed.
ただ
Just
ただよかったと
thank goodness.
俺は泣きながら
I cry
思うんだよ。
and I think
俺が生まれて今も生きているということは多分
the fact that I was born the fact that I'm alive today is probably...
多分そういうことだと思うんだ。
I think it's the same thing.
そう。
Yes.
そしてこれが
And then I said
これが予感なんだと
this was a premonition.
思うんだよ。
That's what I think.
俺の生きている予感だと。
It's a premonition of my own life.
最初の質問。死が怖いかどうかだよな。
That's unusual. It really is. The first question. You asked me if I was afraid of death.
死は怖いさ。でも死は誰にも訪れない。それは事実だが、そう分かっていても怖
I
い。
see that. Yeah, death is fearsome, but death will never come to any of us. That's the truth. And I understand it as such, yet I still find myself afraid. 死の恐怖は自らが祝福されていることと呪われていると思うことから始まる。
The
fear of death germinates in a mind which thinks itself is either blessed or cursed.
もし祝福も呪いもなければ人は死を恐怖しないだろう。それは動物がそうであるように。
That is interesting.
祝福が人を苦しめ、呪いが人を苦しめる。
That blessing tortures man. That curse tortures man. Yeah, yeah.
そして祝福が人を救い、
Yeah, yeah,
呪い
yeah,
が
yeah.
人を
Seriously.
救う。
Yeah. At the same time, that blessing saves man. That curse too saves man.
答えになってないか。
I guess that doesn't answer your question.
全然ちゃんとした答え。
That's a very good
あ
answer.
やな、対の空だっけ。
Ayana, you called it the end sky. Tsui no sora. Tsui no sora.
俺にも見えるか。
Can I see it too? Yes.
見えるのかよ。
Will I really be able to see it?
見えるよ。ただ最後の空は君のものじゃない。
You will, but the last sky is not yours.
最後の空は俺のものじゃない。
The last sky isn't mine.
そろそろ来る。
Oh, Jesus.
私を犯し終わったみたい。
Yeah, he's coming back soon. Guess he's done ravishing fucking hell.
お前を犯してる。間宮拓司の妄想か。
Yes, you are.
だから
Oh, I'm just gonna pause my video. I can't be bothered to censor this. Oh wait, never mind. There's not actually anything to censor, right? Shadow. No, that's not it. This is the same as before. Yeah. Yep. Shadow, there wasn't there a moment before? That shadow gradually took shape before my eyes. That shadow, standing between me and Ayana, took a human form.
間宮拓司。
Yep.
お前は一体今僕に何をした？
What did you do to her, more like? Right, just want to check. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop today. That was really fucking cool. That really was. I enjoyed that a lot. I just loved seeing everything that was going on with Tomosane and Takuji. I was really about to say that the master as well. That was amazing, and just also seeing in general how he talks to Hasaki and just his brilliance and how well he steers that situation to his in general, just the way he wants it to go to, and just I'm gonna be really excited to see I'm gonna reinterpret all of the death related stuff that he talks about, because I'm just in general really quite interested in everything that goes on there, and I think there's a lot to unpack from everything that we see there. And yeah, I just think that this finale has a lot of potential. It really does, and I just find it interesting to think about the fact that Tomosane he's very, very geared towards the possibility of everything succeeding, so I'm just very scared to think about what may happen if the opposite occurs, really. And I'm just very, very excited to see how this will end up. I really do. And I wonder what's going to happen with Hasaki. I do wonder if Hasaki's going to be there at the end. I mean, we saw Kagami and Tsukasa, but that doesn't really mean anything, to be honest. Well, no, actually, it means a lot. Is that because of the fact that Tomosane replaced... Well, no. What is Tomosane seeing versus what Takuji is seeing? When Tomosane saw Kagami and Tsukasa, that was just because of total delusions, and that was because Takuji's way of thinking was taking... Well, not only way of thinking, but way of perceiving the world. It was totally taking over. So I just really wonder if it's going to be Kagami and Tsukasa or if it's going to be Hasaki. I think it might be likely it's Hasaki that we're going to see, but I don't know. It will be really, really nice to find out, and I just genuinely wonder how this battle, because let's be honest, defeat is inevitable for this battle, and that's the most scary thing. It really is. I can't wait to see how this ends. I really can't. See you guys tomorrow.